Hi guys, Zumbo here. In today's video, we're going to make a salted caramel gelato, and we're going to start it with the ever famous mini speckled eggs. These things are so hard to get, they're worse than the toilet paper crisis. I chased these far and wide, and you really got to shop around to find someone with supply of them. They come in a few different brands, which is awesome, so you don't need to buy the big brands. You can get there's a few supermarkets with home brand ones, which are exactly the same. So let's get going. This is a beautiful salted caramel gelato with those crunch factor of those speckled mini eggs, right on Easter theme. Let's have some. Okay, straight off the bat, we're going to start with our salted caramel gelato base. So to start off, we've got our sugar. We're going to dry caramelize that in a saucepan. So we've got the saucepan heating up, getting nice base heat there, and then we're just going to layer the sugar in. As it goes transparent and melts, we keep adding more and more and more to keep covering and keep that process going till we use up all the sugar. Then we want to get that sugar to a beautiful caramel color. We've got the saucepan heating up, getting nice base heat there, and then we're just going to layer the sugar in. As it goes transparent and melts, we keep adding more and more and more to keep covering and keep that process going till we use up all the sugar. Then we want to get that sugar to a beautiful caramel color. Now, if you want to be super techy, get temperatures, look, it's roughly between 180 to 200, sort of in the mid-range there to get a nice caramel color. But then it's really up to yourself to get that nice caramel color. It's really up to yourself on your preference on how bitter or how sweet or the color preference, dark, light, you want to really be able to manipulate this gelato base into what you want. So you can see now we're getting that transparent look in our sugar, so it's time. So you can see now we're getting that transparent look in our sugar, so it's time to start layering more and more sugar. As you can see, it's starting to get a little bit of color as well, so we really want to keep an eye on that. We don't want it to color too early, otherwise we'll have a lot of trouble trying to keep the caramel from burning and overcooking. So whenever you want to mix it in, just an easy shake of the pan. You can see that the pan will just mix in that sugar. It'll show you the surface of where the sugar's melting again, and then just keep the process going. Okay, you can see now sugar's getting really caramelly. Got that last little bit of sugar to go in. In it goes. We're gonna let that dissolve. We're gonna build our color to where we want, and then we're gonna start pouring in, sorry, take that back. We're gonna add our butter, and we're gonna start pouring in our cream and milk. Okay, you can see now sugar's getting really caramelly. Got that last little bit of sugar to go in. In it goes. We're gonna let that dissolve. We're gonna build our color to where we want, and then we're gonna start pouring in, sorry, take that back. We're gonna add our butter, and we're gonna start pouring in our cream and milk. Okay, so you can see our caramel's starting to get a little bit of smoke coming up, so you can tell when the smoke's starting to rise that we're getting a bit of color in our caramel. Don't be afraid that it's burning, it's not burning. it can be a sign of burning, but usually in the first stages it's not. It's just the cooking phase. You can see the caramel's still got a nice golden amber color about it. We want to take it a little bit further. We just want to get to that bittersweet stage where the caramel's just a slightly bit darker. It's going to be a fast process, right? You sort of you can't walk away and leave it. Now it's like instant. So when we get that color, we're going to throw our butter in, stop the process. The butter will start emulsifying in. We're going to add in our cream and milk, and then our sugars, stabilizer, salt, and finish it off. So make sure we get this base to 82 degrees. So we're getting that nice dark color coming along now. And you'll be able to see on the surface as well, there's little bubbles forming. So you keep an eye when the bubbles are forming, it's super ready. So you can do it at any time. Okay, I'm gonna roll with that. I'm happy with that. In we go with the butter. I got the vanilla in there as well. You could use any vanilla. I like to use paste just for its ease of use, but you can use beans, extract. Okay, let's mix that through. So that butter now stopped that cooking process or slowed it down. Now we're just going to emulsify that butter in, and then we're going to add in our milk and cream. Okay, you can see now we've got the butter in, we've got that beautiful butter caramel. Now we're going to roll in with our milk and cream. Just a little bit. Add a little bit, let that mix in, because if you add too much cream at once, it's going to bubble up. The steam's going to be very dangerous, super hot. There'll be a lot of it, so be very careful when you're making caramel. That steam coming off now is one of the worst burns you can get if you're not careful. Okay, so just adding our cream in slowly. Just keep adding it in thirds, probably, I'd say, is the easiest, just so you avoid any bubbling out, splashing on yourself. When you see it doesn't really have an effect like that, you can start to add the rest in. Okay, we're going to switch over to a whisk now. Okay, we've switched over to the whisk. We're going to add in our sugars. So we're going to add all our different sugars here. Powder, or you can, like I have, use malted milk powder. So what I've done is to use malted milk powder, I take out the milk powder, the skim milk powder, and the dextrose, and I add in that amount in malted milk powder. Now it's not a perfect swap for swap, but you know, it works in the recipe. Get that beautiful malty taste. You can go either way, it doesn't really matter. If you don't like malt, just go the clean and simple way. So we're just going to add that in. Add our salt in. We're going to cook this to 82 degrees. Get our trusty thermometer. Okay, so we're super close. We're on 74. And that's just the general heat from the caramel. So, you know, the caramel's gonna be hot. It will cool down when you add all the other elements, but make sure you check, you know, because it will be a short cooking process. Okay, we just hit 80, so not long now. As soon as you hit 82, switch it off. You're gonna remove that from the heat. There we go, 82. So off, there we go. That's, okay, so we've taken that off the heat now. We're ready to pour it into a tray. Just one of these hotel pans is perfect, little half gastro. Now we want to chill that down to 4 degrees or fridge temperature. And you can do that anyway, freezer, blast freezer, fridge, whatever you like. If you're doing fridge, probably going to take you all night, so probably do it the day before, put it in the fridge and let it chill and mature overnight. Okay, so let's prepare those mini speckled eggs just to make them a little bit more easy to digest through the gelato and easy to disperse. You could put them in whole, but that'd be pretty big chunks. Not bad, you know. Wouldn't be terrible, but like I just want to have a little bit more of a smaller particle size. Okay, so easy, put them in a snap lock bag. You can put them in a blender if you want, anything. These are just easy for me to get a rough shape. I don't want it too fine. And then just using a rolling pin, whatever you've got, an old wine bottle or whatever, just roughly bang them up so that they just smash open, give you a rough sort of size, like so. There we go. So, too easy. Righto, let's get the gelato out of the chiller and into the churner. Okay, so our base is chilled. Now we're going to pour our base into the jug, give it a blend before placing it into kind of covers everything. So this is chilled now. We're just going to blend up this, make sure it's emulsified properly. All those ingredients are well blended. Sometimes you might have a few little lumps or something in there. We want it to be nice and smooth before we freeze it. Okay, so we've got our base mix in there. We're going to give it a blend now, just to bring everything together, make it a smooth mix, all those stabilizers, and make sure the sugars are all dissolved properly, and get that ready for us to pour it into our batch freezer and freeze that up. Okay. Done. Quick and easy. Get that blended nice and smooth. Now we're ready to rock and roll. Let's put this in the batch freezer and get this churned up into a nice, smooth and creamy gelato. See you in about 20 minutes. Okay, it's been about 20 minutes now. It's time to check, it looks ready. Beautiful. So that's our salted caramel gelato base done. Like I said, about 20 to 25 minutes. Really depends on the type of machine you have. This tiny small machine. In a big machine, in production, you know, maybe 7 or 8 minutes. So nice and quick. We've got that beautiful creamy texture. We don't want to make it too hard because we're going to fold these through and we want to keep that beautiful smooth texture. We don't want to get too hard and ice, get those fats over crystallized. But look at that, beautiful. You can see that beautiful texture. So good. All right, so let's do this. So we've had a bowl in the freezer, just get it nice and chilled for when we take it out of the machine. Just scoop it out like so. Just scoop it out like so. And keep doing that till you get it all out. Oh, look at that. Okay, so we've got our ice cream base done, our salted caramel. Let's push it down a little bit. Work very fast because it's going to be really soft. We've got our crushed speckled eggs, mini speckled eggs. They're going to go in now. Beautiful. And then just fold that through. Push that through, got those beautiful colors, that caramel. It's gonna add lots of texture. Work quickly and then straight back in the freezer. Or if you've got a blast, even better. Quick taste test. Oh, beautiful crunch. I'm gonna pop that in the freezer before it gets too soft. And we'll come back for the final verdict. Okay, last bit with our giant spoon. Look at that beautiful texture. Oh, look at that. You can see all those little bits of coloured speckled eggs in there. That's a great, beautiful presence. Fun for Easter for the whole family. I mean, it's delicious gelato, right? Salted caramel, got a little bit of malt in there, which is optional. And those crunchy, colourful, you know, candy coated chocolate eggs. Oh. Absolutely sensational.